Is it safe?
Is it secure?
I doubt it.
Should we remain anonymous?
Yes. Anonymous is live right now.
Ah!
All right.
This
You're
is
so
stupid.
weird. You are so weird. All right. Put it up there. Well, look, we got 6 people going, what in the world are these people doing?
All right. Bye, son.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm
Hi.
being 50%.
What was that?
I don't know. I can read.
You like a book? Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Good afternoon.
No, it's evening.
Oh,
But it depends on when they see it. Hey, guys, we're doing our Monday marriage thing.
morning.
Monday minutes that lasts a little bit longer than it should. Hey, so we wanted to talk about a couple things today, but at first I want to mention a couple things from last week. We know what we talk about is a little controversial, but you know what? If Christians are not talking about
Sex.
yeah, which apparently is like a 4-letter word, then who is? Because honestly, God designed it, and this is exactly where it should be expressed.
Yep.
And we're not saying anything that I would not say to my 12-year-old. And I'm hoping people on Facebook are mature enough to know, hey, you know, this is something about marriage. So if you're not interested in marriage, you're just not watching it. But we don't apologize for what we do, because we've had a lot of people, way more than negative comments, saying it really matters. What you're talking about matters, and don't be afraid of it. Be brave. Nobody's talking about it. Somebody should. And there is a lot of people that are talking about it. One Extraordinary Marriage, which we always love. We love them. Tony and Elisa. They talk about stuff way more.
Oh yeah. If you think we're bad,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
And they're
mention
Christians.
orgasm every
Okay.
video. What?
We were really try not to say that word. Trying to say a little. All right. You just blew it. Start over. No. Anyway, but we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to bother you. We don't want to say things that are inappropriate by any means. But we do want to say the truth. And you're welcome to talk with us privately about anything that you might think is, shouldn't be talked about, or you have a question. But we love this, and marriages are our passion, and we want people to be passionate for their spouse and families, and so we love this. So that's kind of our thing. But anyway, so today we're talking about hacking your spouse, and I talked a lot last week, which is maybe why I got all the feedback.
Because I never talk.
But it was his idea last week, so this is his topic. So you're going to talk about hacking your spouse.
Well, because I produce this show. I'm the producer.
You're the producer.
And the last time I talked, you and Sam across the street yelled at me because I was yelling.
You were passionate.
This one, not so much. So
You're not passionate. Nah, you take it or leave it.
It's kind of like going to the gym.
Which we need to get back to.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
My sister watches this and she's going to jump down my throat.
She is. She's going to get on here for not working out.
Okay, so I wanted to start with a personal confession.
I don't know what he's going to say.
She will agree with this, but I am horrible with names. Horrible. You could tell me your name in in a conversation, and 10 seconds in the same conversation, I will forget your name.
Yes.
I mix up my friends' names, my kids' names, her name. I call her Roberta Cook all the time. But
Does he look alike?
yeah. But it's bad to where she's yelling at me and she's like, "Help!"
I don't yell at you.
They were just here. How do you forget their name? You just said hi.
Just had dinner with them for 3 hours.
Yeah.
What's their name again?
It's bad, and I feel bad. I don't know why I'm so horrible. I'm maybe into the conversation, and the name isn't important as much as being present in the conversation, so the name just slips out. But I'm horrible with names, so I could either, in life, do 2 things: 1, try to get better with names, and 2, try to figure out a solution for myself so nobody knows my horrible secret that I'm bad with names.
They all know it now.
Well, they do now. So I picked up this book, and the book is, I can read you like a book, but obviously it's backwards, and we'll post where you can buy this on Amazon. It's $12. It's a really good read. And so reading this book, he goes through whole entire ideas with body language of saying there are some universal things that you can't change. And one of those universal things is that your eyebrows instantly go up just a little bit if you recognize somebody that you know. So since I am horrible with names, I'm really good with faces. So you can know me and I forget your name. I notice your eyebrows twitch. I will physically make my eyebrows go up and go, hey, how's it going? And then I'm worse than that because I'll know someone's name and bring them into the conversation. I'm like, hey, this is my friend Matt. And Matt, because he's human, goes, hi, my name's Matt, and you are Bob. And that's right, that's Bob. That's exactly how I function every day. It's really bad.
Yeah, even with customers. Can you please bill Bob? You mean Jim? Yes.
That's my little hack. And so when I was reading this book, this guy goes through a whole bunch of situations to where you take in, we'll put it in the show notes because it shows up backwards. Because now it looks like it's your head on his body. He goes through entire situations and he systematically breaks down body language to where you need to develop a baseline to read. So it's not like any other body language book that if you've ever read one that actually goes, if they scratch their head, they're lying. No, that's not the case. He actually tells you and teaches you how to do things. And it is like learning another language. I advise you to read this book and reread it over and over again because it allows you to look at your spouse and know another form of communication.
What their head and neck is doing, what their jaw's doing.
Right. So
this guy can read me like a book.
Yeah. And it's not that
Not that good.
it's not that it's a bad thing that I want to study my wife's body, but or that I like body language because it gets me out of knowing people's names. But what it really does is that there is a whole nother form of communication that we have with our body, and that's the other part of it. So our actual words of conversation is about 20%. Body language is 60%, and the rest of it's emotional. And we'll get to emotional in a minute. So if I can read her body language, I know when something's bothering her. I know when something's bothering her and it's not something that she's saying, but it's something completely different. I know when she's happy. I know when she's sad.
When there's something that I really want to tell you, and I kind of don't want to tell you, but you know there's something I want to tell you, and
right.
Yeah.
So I use this as a tool to hack my spouse. I can walk into the room and go, oh, there's something wrong. I could tell by the way that she's sitting.
Tiffany.
There's something wrong with Tiffany.
In case you forget my name.
I think we're alone now. But I can read it. And she hasn't read this book, so she necessarily can't read mine. But at the same time is that he gives you really good application to be, wow, if somebody is this way, then you can change your body to be a certain way and open them up and draw them in rather than going like this and closing them out. Like if that's the universal sign that you want to talk. Not necessarily. It just means that you're cold. So knowing that other 60% and being able to look at my wife and know where she's coming from, if she's had a hard day, if she just wants me to walk out of the room. It's really easy to read. And a lot of you guys get this just for being married a long time. Mm-hmm. But I encourage you to pick up this book. I could read you like a book. It will not only help you with your spouse, but it will help you with the rest of your life. I've been in an interview and used these things to flip the interview around just by looking at their body language and or altering my body language so I seem more likable, which is...
I like you. You're likable most of the time.
All right, the other book we don't have because I continually give these books away.
He gave this away to someone. So if you have this book,
no, it's not this one. It's the other one, the one I don't have. The other book is called Executive EQ, and EQ is like IQ. It's emotional intelligence. So I would say this one for men, both of them for men, for your job and career, I would definitely pick up and read, but for your marriage, to know how your wife is showing you what she's showing you in her body, and then for you to respond in a way that it hits her emotionally, you can diffuse 90% of the arguments that you're going to have. Just because she, by nature, is an emotional person, and I, by nature, am not as much as she is. So therefore, if I respond to her in a way that's going to help her, encourage her, be there for her, and I know how to do that by reading an emotional intelligence book, well, why wouldn't I? It's just a bit of education, and you have real life practical application right after reading it. So you can read something, try it on your wife. The next argument or the next time that she's feeling bad, you could do the same thing with the body language of, wow, this is really starting to work. I kind of know how she feels, and I'm starting to know how to respond to her. It's awesome. It's a great hack. You could do the same thing in your business. You will move forward in your business just by being able to read body language and being able to use emotional intelligence through that. So we're going to put these 2 books in the show notes. It's important for you to read them. Show notes.
We have a
show notes.
This is like
Yeah.
a show. Show notes.
Yeah. It's important for you to read them, whether you're the husband or the wife,
Yeah.
and it's important for you to apply them across the board. Husbands will see a huge advantage in their marriage just by reading the emotional intelligence and the, I would say both. It's required reading for husbands. Women.
This is like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy point of view gun.
Yeah.
It's like, it won't work on me. I'm already a woman.
No, this won't work. The body language will work on both of you. The
Yeah, it
emotional
will. It's really
intelligence
good.
book, she could probably get away without reading it. You can't if you're a guy. So Chad Inks, read that book. Executive EQ.
Why did you say that?
Because he
just
popped on. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, why are you calling poor Chad out? Sorry, Chad. He does this. I don't know. These random names because he's got the name right
yeah,
there.
sounds sweet.
All right.
I'll forget your name tomorrow.
Okay, I love you.
I love you.
We love you.
And you. If you have any questions, you could PM us and we're happy to respond.
PMS.
PM us.
Every time you
same
say that.
thing.
Cracks me.
The same thing is that if you want us to talk about a specific topic, we'll be happy to do that as well. We're here for you guys.
Well,
And
we're
that's all.
here.
We're here for you. All right. Be well to each other.
All right,
See
we'll
you
see you
in
next
2 and 2.
We'll see you next week. Bye.